Hey Johnny, how you doing today?
Doing alright.
You seem a little tired. Did you sleep okay last night?
No, not really. The nurse forgot to give me my melatonin, so.
Oh, I know it's hard for you to sleep sometimes, and not having that to help must have been rough. What did you do when you were up last night?
I was just staring at the wall. I was like, just thinking about things, I guess.
I know we all kind of have nights like that sometimes. What kind of stuff are you thinking about?
I don't know. Like, well, first of all, Craig was just like banging on the walls all night. He lives in the door in the.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned Craig before. He was banging on the walls.
Yeah, he was just like trying to get attention from.
Is it worse than normal or?
No, I mean it's the same. He only does it like on Sunday nights and he only does it just to get the attention from like certain staff, like the staff that work Sunday nights. He just likes to get attention from them. So then he bangs around because he knows that staff have to come to his room if he's banging around, and it's just really like.
Does it usually work?
Yeah, I mean they have to come to his room. It's like I don't get why they just ignore him. But whatever.
It must suck a lot for you to be like laying there awake, and especially not having your meds, and you know, hearing him banging. What were you thinking about last night when you were kind of staring up at the wall? Anything on your mind that?
I'm on community restriction.
Are you? What happened to get you there?
The staff was pissing me off when we all went out. I forget where we were. I think it was like Fun and Games or somewhere stupid. They always take us to like little kid places. I didn't even want to be there.
I know it's hard. You're in that kind of in-between age, you know. You're growing up and you're a young man, and you know they're kind of taking you to places for like, you know, little goofballs. I know it's hard because some of the people you live with are younger too. It's must be kind of annoying. So when you guys were out there, like what happened? What was the interaction that happened?
Well, I had to go to the bathroom and like. And like I asked, like I said, well, I mean, okay, so I guess I didn't ask. I just kind of told. Like I was just like, I'm going to the bathroom, and like the staff definitely heard me. It was like some new staff, and like she definitely heard me. But then she was just like, oh, like she saw me walking away to the bathroom, and she was like, Johnny, where you going? Like in just like this really like as if I'm like gonna like elope or like run away or something.
Yeah.
Like, where are you going? Like she was so freaked out. And I'm like, I'm going to the bathroom, and like I swore, I said, okay, I'm going to the fucking bathroom.
Yeah.
And then she was like, okay, like you can't swear, so you need to go take space. So instead of just letting me use the bathroom, she said I needed to take space, which when we're out in the community, if we have to take space, we need to like sit on some bench or like.
Did you get to go to the bathroom first?
What? No. She was like, nope, like you need to sit down, like, and take space. And so then I just like kicked her in the leg.
Oh,
like
no.
Not hard, like it wasn't hard, but like you knew I was going to the bathroom. It was just bullshit.
So when she did you kick her right after she asked you to take space, or was it like you took space and then came back and kicked? Like when did that happen? How did it kind of go down?
It was just like after she asked me to take space, because I was just pissed off. Like at least
were you like
the
sitting
bathroom
there
first.
So how long does she make you take space for? Sorry, sometimes I forget a few things.
It's usually like 5 minutes, or like whenever you're calm.
So it was after that?
Yeah.
It was over and you kind of were coming back, and then you kicked her on your way back?
Yeah. And so then, I don't know.
I know it's tough, you know, they want you to calm down if you're already in that space of, you know, sounds like you were really pissed when she wouldn't just let you go to the bathroom. She had to get, you know, kind of in your face about it, and especially she's new, doesn't really know you, you know. It must have been rough.
It kind of triggers me, like, I mean, it triggers me when, like, like people like, yeah, like especially, I don't know what it is, like it's like girls especially, like it triggers me when like girls like raise their voice at me. It's just, I don't know. And like that's in all my paperwork, like that's in my protocol, like all staff should know that. They should know like what my triggers are.
Do you feel like this new, what's her name by the way? Tina?
Stephanie.
Do you feel like Stephanie like wasn't doing her job or should have known that, you know, it's really difficult for you when people talk to you like that?
Yeah, I think she should have known, but.
So when you were sitting and you were you know, sitting and taking space, were you feeling like you were getting more mad during that time?
Yeah. 'Cause I had to go to the bathroom. I mean, that was really all it was.
Yeah.
But she would not, I don't know.
Do you think it felt like a little bit like she didn't trust you?
Yeah. Like what do you think I'm gonna do? Like go in the bathroom and like I'm sure she's read about like, you know, my past and stuff. Like I know there's things on there that look, you know, like I know I've done some things in the past, but like what, like I'm out in the community, like clearly if like I'm allowed to be in the community, like I can like just go to the bathroom by myself. It just seemed like she was nervous that I was gonna be in the men's room like by myself. It's like, what do you think I'm gonna do? Like wrap like something like eat soap or like.
Yeah.
It was just stupid.
That seemed pretty silly to you. You know, she's new. Not that it's any, you know, necessarily consolation, but if she's new, she may not know her job that well yet. She may not be that familiar with you, you know, so definitely not, I'm not trying to take her side, but, you know, it might have been a situation where she didn't really know, you know what to do and maybe tried to cover her own butt a little bit, which doesn't help you, but, you know, I know, you know, we've talked and I've known you for a while, so, you know, I know the kind of behaviors you have and, you know, I know you're a pretty good kid and, you know, I see a lot of good in you and, you've never seemed to be violent with anyone before, at least not in a long time. What, especially not over something, you know, that seemed to kind of happen just in an instant like that and then you know, you got pissed off and sat down for a little while and seems like that almost took you to a worse place, you know, having to sit there and think about it. What, is there anything going on in the past, you know, in the recent past that made you feel like lashing out like that? Like what's been going on this past week?
I'm still trying to like wrap like my head around it. It's gonna take me a couple of minutes to like really tell you, cause it's just.
It's okay. Take your time, we got a while. Let me know when you're ready to talk, okay? I'm here. Seems like it's a lot for you, huh? What happened must have been really difficult.
I was
pretty overwhelmed.
Well, I was doing computer time in class. I just went on Facebook for a little bit. I don't really use Facebook all that much. Just to like talk to people from other programs and stuff, but I got a friend request from like some woman. Her name is Donna, which like is my like birth mom's first name, and then it was some last name that I didn't recognize. But I didn't, like, when I got the request, like, when I saw that name, like, I didn't automatically assume, like, oh, hey, that's my mom. Like, I thought maybe it was just some, like, random stranger.
Name, yeah.
So she sent me a friend request, and I was just like, oh, alright, like, I don't know, maybe she was, like, I don't know. I just kind of accept whoever. Like, I didn't really, like, think about it. So I accepted her, and then she sent me this message. And then it was just.
She sent it to you, like, right away, or?
Yeah. Yeah, because like I looked on the thing and it said that she was online like right after I accepted her, and I think you know how you get like that notification like when someone accepts. so yeah, she just messaged me, and it said like, hey Johnny, do you know who I am? And I'm like, no. And then she was just like, I'm your mom, like LOL. And like,
LOL?
she said LOL,
Wow.
yeah, and I don't know if like she was, like I don't know if, like I think maybe, like I don't know, I think it was probably just too awkward for her to just be like flat out, I'm your mom, so maybe she just kind of like threw the LOL in there just to kind of like ease it a little bit.
Seems like it.
But I thought like, I don't know.
Probably pissed you off more.
Kind of, yeah. But it was just, I don't know, there was just like so much going through my head because first of all it was random and like I wasn't expecting it at all.
Wow. It's been a long, you've never really talked to your mom before, right?
No, she, like, my parents like adopted me literally right, like the second I was born,
right?
yeah.
Has she ever, do you know if she's ever tried to contact your parents now?
No, I mean, if she has, they never told me. They probably just didn't, I don't know. I mean, they don't
always tell you things.
No. But, I don't know. I just wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it came out of nowhere. What did you do after that? What did you do when you got the message?
Well, I got off the computer because I didn't even know if like that was even allowed, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
You mean like being on Facebook or just?
Well, I mean, we can be on Facebook, but we're supposed to like usually like the teachers and stuff and the staff monitor like what we're doing, so I kind of felt like if I started talking to somebody and maybe if like a staff walked by and maybe thought it was like suspicious. But so I just logged off and I went to go take space in the quiet room, and a staff came and asked me what was wrong, and I was like so overwhelmed. I just said, I don't want to talk right now, so can you please get away from me? And they did. And I didn't tell anybody about it since. I haven't even told my parents.
I'm glad you felt like you were, comfortable enough to tell me. I'm really honored that you were able to tell me that. It sounds like it was a really rough day for you, really rough experience. I'm sorry that that contact had to happen that way. I know you've thought about her a lot, but getting a message that way must have been really jarring for you. So no one knows about it, right? You said you haven't told anyone. Did you respond to her at all? I'm sorry, I'm not. No.
Maybe it was a prank, I don't know.
Do you really think it's possible that it wasn't her, or is that what you mean?
I mean, I probably just like would rather think it's a prank, because if it's real, like, that's just too real. That's just like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know, she's probably still on, I mean, the only thing I ever heard about her was that like she was just on drugs, like, just like her whole life basically, and I mean, she's the reason like why I am the way I am, like, like I probably wouldn't have all these problems if she just didn't act stupid and snort coke when she was like pregnant with me. It's just,
it's a pretty raw hand to be dealt, So it sounds like it, didn't feel too good to have her message you.
No.
Didn't have any positive feelings at all. So right after, I know you got really triggered and you went into the quiet room. I'm really proud of you that you were able to, get yourself into a quiet space and that you logged off. I think, knowing you as well as I do, it sounds like you did the right thing for yourself, because I know sometimes in the past when, you've had some triggers like with female staff and, with other people in the past, you've kind of lost your cool a little bit, but I've seen you really, doing well lately, and I'm very proud of you that you were able to know yourself enough to shut it down and take that space, and, to kind of let the staff know what you needed. Did that staff, did they respect you? And or they let you stay alone for a while? Good. How'd it feel to be able to tell them what you needed and have them listen?
I guess it felt okay. Like, I like when they give me my space, cause it, you know, I've been in programs like forever, and I know how staff are. Like, I know how these programs work, and it's nice. It's nice to just kind of, like, when staff like understand that I need my space, just makes me feel good, cause it makes me feel like they understand my needs and stuff. So, like, I felt good about it, but at the same time, I was still
pretty rocked, huh?
Yeah.
So, when did this happen? Did this happen today or last week or?
What, when I kicked her?
Well, no, I'm sorry.
Oh.
When you you know, when
when
Donna contacted you.
This was maybe like the day after I went on community restriction. Or no, wait a minute, I'm getting myself all mixed up. I can't even remember, cause it's just been like such a shitty ass week.
I know, I hear you. So it was earlier this week though?
Yeah.
So what, you know, later that night and kinda, you know, leading up to where we're at now, like, how's it been for you? How have other things been? How's your friendships been with the other people in your house? I know you have a couple people you're usually pretty close to.
Yeah, well, Lenny, like, has been home for the whole week. His parents, like, took him on a vacation, so I haven't really seen much of him. And then Tom, he's been alright. He's been, like, getting restrained, like, every single day, though, for whatever reason, so I haven't really been able to talk to him. He's been just, like, I don't know what's going on with him, so I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like you haven't had a lot of your usual supports around, usual people that you chill with, and
yeah,
that's tough, especially, you know, you had this kind of crazy thing happen this week, you know. How's it been, you know, how have your other behaviors been? Like, I know sometimes you've had issues with, you know, hurting yourself and things like that. Have you felt like you wanted to do that at all?
Not really. I just feel like I kind of want to, like, sleep all the time, and I think that's why I can't really sleep at night.
Yeah.
I've been, like, refusing, like, math, all just because, like, I've just been having a hard time with it, and I would just rather, like, refuse, because if I refuse, I don't have to do it, and I don't care if I get consequenced for it, because, like, math is just too hard, so
yeah,
I pretty much,
Math's hard for a lot of people. I don't like it very much myself, so I hear you on that. So it sounds like you've been kind of taking a lot of solo time lately, huh? What's you know, what's the consequence when you're not going to school like you're supposed to?
They put us on LOP, and it's like it means loss of privilege.
Are you on that right now? And community restriction too?
Yeah, so I can't do anything. Like, I don't have my iPod. Like, they took away my iPod. They took away my TV. I literally can't do anything.
Wow.
And there's nothing else to do. And it's, you know, it's just one of those things. Like, if I'm on LOP, like, I don't care. There's nothing really for me to, like, work for. Like,
sounds like they're taking away a lot of the stuff that kind of helps you cope. I know how much music means to you. Wow. That sounds like it's making it really tough for you. Have you been on Facebook since you got that friend request? No. You think it's better if you stay off it for a while?
Yeah. I have a visit this weekend with my parents, though.
Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, we'll probably go to, like, Domino's or something. And we'll probably go see a movie. But
what's that you want to see?
I really want to see Ant-Man.
See what? Oh, Ant-Man. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard it's pretty good. Are you guys going to go to the IMAX? Nice. I love the IMAX. There's one out by my house that has the motion seats and stuff. That's pretty cool. So, have you thought about maybe telling your parents about the contact from your birth mom?
I thought about it, but they're already like, I mean, you know this just
Yeah.
from like, I'm sure, like they are nervous wrecks about everything, and you know, they're so like involved in like my like programming here, and they, you know, every little thing like they just get so nervous about. Like they're gonna be so upset when they found out I refused like school. They're gonna be upset. I don't even think they know that I'm on community restriction. I don't know if anybody ever called them and told them.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like this would just be like, I don't know,
A lot.
too much for them. Like I don't want them to like get overwhelmed and maybe like not be able to visit me. Like that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that like, I don't know.
Let's think about a couple scenarios. I mean, your parents are gonna find out about the restrictions. I don't know if they already know. I haven't heard anything from them. You know, and first I heard the restrictions with you coming in today. So, you know, as far as we know, right now it's between you and staff and between you and me. But they are gonna have to find out. So if we were to look at it in the scenario of your parents find out about community restrictions in LOP, or your parents find out about community restrictions in LOP and find out what happened leading up to those things. Usually you're pretty straight and narrow. You don't get in trouble a lot. You know, I know you have your struggles and stuff, but that's kind of a big deal for you. Do you think it might be, how do you think it would be for your parents to hear what was going on that kind of precipitated those things, as opposed to, well, you know, just that you're in trouble right now? What kind of difference do you think it would make?
I don't know. I mean, like I know they're not gonna like, I don't know.
They love you a whole lot.
I know, they just have like so much going on, like with, I mean, my sister's like been in programs too, like they adopted my sister too, like as you know, and like they, you know, she had her issues and they just have so much on their plate, and but I can't help like the way my brain works. Like you know, like I want to be able to like be better for them, but like my brain won't let me. Like I can't. I don't know. I feel like really overwhelmed right now with my thoughts.
Why don't we just take a couple deep breaths, both of us, okay? Just a couple, and get you kind of feeling a little more settled, okay? And breathe in. Breathe out. In. And out. In. Do it a few more times, okay? I know it sounds like you're pretty worried about your parents, and they have a lot going on. And I know with your sister, you know, it must be a lot for you to worry about. You know, you worry about you and you want to be better for them. I think, you know, it might be worth thinking about. You know, I mean, you know that, you even said it to me earlier, that, you know, some of the way that you are, you know, it's not a choice you made. You didn't have that choice, you know, and you have choices now. And one of the choices you have, you know, with this weekend coming up and visit with your parents, is to maybe, you know it's going to be hard, but I can help talk you through it, is to talk with them about what happened that kind of led up to that behavior, because it's your choice either way, you know. But I think they would probably want to know if there was something going on, because they care about you so much. You know, they would want to know, even if they do worry. Do you think they'd be more worried if they knew what happened, and then you acted out, or do you think they'd be more worried if they thought you were acting out for no reason?
That's a good point. I mean, I think they want to know, like, the whole truth. Like, I don't think they want to be, like, you know, left out of anything. I mean, they're going to find out eventually, too. Everything always comes out. I just can't, like, I don't know. And I don't want them to hear it from anybody else. Like, I kind of want them to hear it from me.
Yeah, I mean, I know you were saying, you don't have control over a lot, you're in the program, and a lot of the reasons that you're here and stuff are kind of, not things you had a choice over, and right now this is a choice, you do have a choice as to how you're going to tell them and why and where and when. You want to try and maybe work on a plan with me right now to kind of see how we're going to approach it with them? Okay. When's the next time you get to talk with them on the phone?
I can call them tonight if I want. I only have 5 minutes, though, because I'm on LOP.
Yeah, that's not a lot of time, especially not to get into something that's kind of a big deal. What's the hours you see them this weekend? Do you stay with them, or?
We'll just do a day visit, yeah. I can only get overnights, like, I only have an overnight, like, once, maybe, like, every 2 months or something. But we do day visits every weekend.
So do you see them Saturday and Sunday?
Just Saturday.
Just Saturday? Okay. How would you feel about telling them on the day that you guys are supposed to do pizza and movies? Like, having that conversation before those things happen. Because they're probably going to know about the LOP and restrictions before they see you,
I don't know. I don't want anything to, like, make it weird. I don't want to, like, ruin, like, the visit. So I feel like I should tell them before.
Is there any way you can see them on Thursday or Friday? Just for a short bit?
I mean, they live all the way, like, in Western Mass, so I don't know if they would be able to come, but maybe if I called them, like, maybe with you, like, on speakerphone, and maybe we can do it together.
So you think maybe we could talk to them together? Okay. Well, I'm really happy you feel like you're comfortable enough that we could do that. So let's talk about kind of what you want to say to them. I know, it sounds like you're pretty worried about not so much how they're going to treat you, but how they're going to be. Is that kind of, do I have it kind of right there?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Well, what can we do? What can you do to let them know, what usually, when you guys talk and you have to tell them something difficult, I know that's happened before. What's worked and what hasn't worked in the past? Tell me a little about it.
Well, I mean, we've been, like, I used to get on the phone, and with them, and our phone conversation would be so bad, like, we used to have, like, these special phone plans where, like, a staff would need to be in the room and, like, log everything, because, like, and supervise us, because, like, we were always just getting on the phone, and, like, we couldn't talk to each other at all.
That's really shitty.
It was just, like, yeah. This was, like, way back when, like, I couldn't get any visits with them at all, because I was being so unsafe, and, like, and I was, like, really just upset with them for just not wanting to see me at all.
Yeah.
And so I would get on the phone with them, and I would just be like, why the fuck can't I come home, and screaming, and then my mom would yell back, and it was just a mess. So, like, when I do get on the phone with them, with you, and tell them, like, I don't know, I think I would say, like, I would just say, hey, Mom, like, I'm really looking forward to our visit this weekend, but, like, I just want to give you the heads up that, like, Donna contacted me, but I didn't respond. Like, I want to tell her everything, like, that I did. So, like, I didn't respond. I logged off right away. Like, I took space. Like, I want her to hear, like, about all the good things I did, and maybe that'll distract her from, like, feeling anxious about the fact that she contacted me in the first place.
You look pretty nervous right now. Are you worried about how it's gonna go? What do you think,
Why do they even who would adopt like a kid from like a I don't know, like my mom couldn't have kids and that's why she adopted. And I just feel like I don't know, I think her dream was probably just to have like a kid of her own to like who's normal. Like I think isn't that what every parent no parent dreams of having a kid with issues. And I don't know. I feel like I've just put them through so much, like they deserved better.
Sounds like a really big burden on you.
Like they're
I think your parents when they adopted you, they knew about Donna. They knew about the cocaine use. They knew. I mean no one can predict the future. No one can predict what your life is gonna be like at 2 and 10 and 12 and all the way up to where you're at now at 15. They knew there would be challenges, but one way I know you and I have talked about it before is that they knew there were challenges, but they wanted it anyway. And that's the reason to feel extra special,
I guess
Just
so.
the fact that they could have adopted, what you want to call a normal, a child. And we don't really know. We don't really know these things, They could have adopted a child who they knew was perfectly healthy, and then something could have happened later on down the road. That's one of those things about parenting, is that we have to take what comes to us. And I know when they signed up to be parents, when they made the choice to become parents, they knew there were going to be challenges, and it doesn't take away all of what you're feeling, and I'm sure it doesn't even make it feel that much better for you, but maybe if you kind of think about it from the way of how they would think of it, how much they love you, even with the challenges, So when you're on the phone with them, I'll be there with you. Do you think, I know you said you kind of wanted to just kind of maybe get it out of the way, is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
What's your biggest worry when you think about the conversation? Like when you tell them that Donna contacted you, what's your biggest worry about that part of it? Not about the restrictions, but about Donna contacting you. What do you think, the best worst reaction type of situation? What would be the best outcome?
Well, I know the second that I get on the phone with her, she's like, what? Like, she gets so anxious.
Yeah.
She's going to be like, wait, what? And she's going to want to know everything. When there's really not a whole lot to it.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know.
You think that, so you think that her anxiety is going to kind of kick in real fast?
And what if she tries to like get in touch with Donna and be like, what the hell are you doing?
Take a step back for a second. It seems like, and I know you've told me in the past, that her anxiety kind of steps yours up a little bit. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, that's what
I know.
every therapist has said.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Sometimes when you're around someone, especially a family member, a real close friend, and they're kind of in this space of just really frantic, it kind of rubs off in a way, What are some things you think we could do during that call? I know before you've had a lot of luck with using some of that goo stuff and like the squeeze ball.
Yeah.
I know it sounds kind of like silly and like a little kid thing, but I even do it sometimes when I'm stressed. Do you think maybe if we could have something kind of squishy, sticky to touch and squeeze while you're having that conversation?
Yeah, I had a stress ball in my room, but I think that Craig took it and like bit it or something, because when I found it in the hallway, I had he just eats things. He's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, if I can get another one.
I'm not laughing at you, I promise. Well, let's work on getting you one. How about I'll take care of that. I'll see if we can work on getting you a new one for the conversation.
Yeah.
one you can keep and hang on to, and
Can you just make sure it's like big enough? Cause sometimes
Sure.
like one time the OT gave me one and it was just like really small and it didn't have any effect. Like my hand was like too big for it and it wasn't helping. So can you just make sure it's big?
Sure. Like kinda like little, like that size sort of?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll see what I can do. And I'll talk to staff, making sure that you're able to have that.
Mhm.
You know, I'll be there too, but we'll make
Mhm.
sure that they know how important that's gonna be for you.
Mhm.
As part of that plan for talking to your mom.
Mhm.
So I realize that, you're saying mom and I'm saying mom. Are we assuming this conversation's gonna be mostly with mom? Or do you think
Yeah.
dad's gonna be on the call too?
I think Dad will probably be too. But Dad does. I mean, he's not gonna.
Doesn't talk as much?
No, my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're at the point where, you're having a conversation, and even if she does get to that point of, what's going on, wants to, and you're kind of worried that she might want to contact Donna herself.
Mhm.
Can you think of anything? Can we, together think of anything you can say to make sure that that she knows? Well, I mean, we can't control what mom does, right? We can't really do much about that, but would you like my help at that point, maybe? Like, you can
Yeah.
tell her what happened, and then
Yeah.
maybe I can hop on the call for a minute and let her know that, you and me processed it together, and, would you be comfortable with, sorry, sometimes I get a little caught up.
Okay.
At this point, like, from what you've said, it sounded like you're not really wanting to talk to Donna too much, right?
No. But I'm curious about stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but I just don't want to get caught up in any of that
So
shit.
for now.
For now.
For the immediate future, it's
Yeah.
kinda, you don't wanna deal with it.
Yeah.
So, how about if you tell mom what happened, and, then I get into the phone call and I let her know that you and I have talked about it together, and that, you're not interested in, contacting her at any point in the near future. And then, do you think it might help, just for the, for the future, in terms of the Donna situation, if we have like a family meeting? Not this weekend, but, maybe in a week or 2 or 3,
Mhm.
we could have a little family meeting and talk about how to kinda handle the situation going forward.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
It might not be fun, but, I mean, I know you said mom might wanna contact Donna, and, having it hang up in the air where she has this access to you with Facebook. Do you think, right now blocking her might be a good idea?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I mean, it doesn't mean you can never talk to her again, but this gives you the control,
Yeah.
So that way she can't have access to you when she wants to. That you get that decision, Do you think that might help your mom, feel a little more safe? That it's not gonna continue, just for the moment?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Well, sounds like we got a pretty good plan in terms of telling mom about, the thing with Donna. How about the restrictions? How are we gonna work that into it after we tell her about the contact? You struggling a little bit?
Yeah. Am I thinking too hard?
It happens sometimes.
I just wanna. You say restrictions, do you mean like my. What do you mean by restrictions?
Well, when we came in here today and you told me about LOP and community restrictions and stuff, so yeah, so I'm not like, you know, initially you had said you're worried that like the visit with your parents might not go so well because, you know, they know that you're on restrictions, but now we have this plan on Thursday or Friday, we're gonna get on the phone together with you and me and get mom and dad on the phone, and, you know, we're gonna make sure we have the stress ball for you, and that you'll be able to tell mom and dad what happened with Donna contacting you. And then, you know, obviously, like you said, they're gonna have to know eventually about LOP and community restrictions.
I'll probably just tell them. I mean,
Yeah.
it's better to tell. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they already know. Who knows? Staff are supposed to call them anyway when things like that happen, so maybe they already know.
Okay.
But I mean, I've done things way worse, like in the past, so they're not gonna be. I mean, they'll be upset because like they expect more from me, but the things that I used to do, like.
Yeah. You've gotten a lot better since the time I've known you, and you know what, I think, you know, kicking somebody, you and me both know it's not a thing you can do and it's not a good idea. And there's no really excuse for it, but I think we also know that sometimes when stressful things happen, I mean, we don't have that support system in place, you didn't have your friends around, and, you know, you didn't really have, you weren't able to feel comfortable telling any staff, so you kind of had this big thing you were holding on to, you know, and sometimes when we have that big thing we're holding on to, it all kind of comes out and we just do something, and, you know, that isn't something we'd normally do, and that's kind of what happened here, you know. It sounds like it anyway. So, you know, I mean, they might be disappointed, and it sounds like you're pretty prepared for that. But I also think the other way to look at it is that they love you so much, and, you know, they know who Donna is, and they know, you know, the situation. I think they're not going to be. I think they'll probably have a lot of empathy for that, for knowing that you know, you didn't ask for that contact, and you did the right thing, and you came to someone you trusted, and you told me about it. And, you know, it's understandable they might be disappointed, but I think they're also probably gonna be pretty understanding. We all do things we don't mean to do. We all make mistakes sometimes. Maybe next time we get together we could talk about some ways going forward to kind of make sure we don't get back to that point where you're, you know, getting so stressed you end up, you know, being physical with staff, because that's something that's going to keep you from being able to have those coping skills you need so much.
Yeah.
Alright, well, let's wrap it up for today, but I'm going to work on getting you that stress ball, and I'll talk with staff and we'll set up a time that I can come in and we can have that call with mom and dad, okay?
Okay, thanks.
No problem. Happy to do it, and I hope you have a real good weekend with your parents, okay?
Thank you.
Alright, I'll see you later, Tani.
See you.
Bye.